All right, so welcome back to the channel if you are new. In this video, I'm going to be discussing a very common problem here in the state of Georgia. And it's not just Georgia, it's across the country. But I am thoroughly convinced that black Democrat politicians, especially black female politicians, will get away with whatever they want until it gets to the point where it can't be ignored anymore. Wait till you hear these numbers, and it's going to blow your mind how she was able to amass this amount of money without having some type of scrutiny, levied upon her. Now, before I play this news clip, just to give you a little bit of context, this occurred in the county of Cobb County, Georgia. For those of y'all that are familiar with the Atlanta area, it is the third biggest county in the state. Population of well over 750, almost 800,000 people. And it is a mostly middle to upper middle class, affluent suburban county. It's poverty everywhere. It's not all affluent, but it's a more middle class to upper middle class county. A lot of well-paying jobs there. A lot of people that are successful live there. And it's very mixed. It's about 45 to 48% white, about 30% black, about 13% Hispanic, and about 6% Asian. So it's a very mixed county, no ethnic majority. Even though white people are close to 50%, white people are no longer over 50%. It is a Democrat county, but it's not a super Democrat county. It's more of a, Democrat leaning county. It used to be red, like most of Atlanta, most of the metro Atlanta counties, but we know Atlanta's gotten so big. As your counties get bigger, the political landscape tends to change. So Connie Taylor is a former Cobb County Superior Court clerk, and she had the task of issuing passports. Now, for those of us that have our passports, we know that in order to get your passport, you have to schedule an appointment to get your passport done, fill out some paperwork. You got to get a picture taken. I forgot where I got my picture taken. I think I did it at like Walgreens or CVS somewhere, because it's got to be a certain size, and they put that in your passport book, as we all know. So in the state of Georgia, they allow you to make about $35 as a, it's a passport application fee you have to pay. And the majority of the money that you pay to get your passport, of course, goes to the federal government. But the clerk that does the passport processing can decide if they're going to take the whole $35 or if they're going to give some of the $35 to the county budget. Well, this individual, Connie Taylor, she had amassed $425,000 in extra fees for those, an extra income for those passport fees in the course of 2 years, on top of her already $170,000. So she was making a salary of $170,000. And in addition to that, she collected $425,000 worth of passport fees. And that's legal in the state of Georgia. I don't know why, but it is. And the reason why she's no longer employed by Cobb County, Georgia, the reason why she was indicted and arrested last year, the video clip I'm about to play was from last year, back in, I think, August, but she was just re-indicted with several more felony charges that we're going to go over. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play the clip.
Now at 6, Cobb County Superior Court clerk indicted on criminal charges. The case stems from accusations that Connie Taylor destroyed public records. Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Beinfor is live outside the Cobb County Superior Courthouse. And Chelsea, this all has to do with passport fees.
Yeah, it started with Clerk Taylor collecting passport fees for herself, but that part is not illegal. It's when she allegedly asked another employee to delete financial records that it became a problem.
This is very concerning for me.
Cobb County residents reacting to the news that a grand jury indicted Superior Court Clerk Connie Taylor on Thursday. She's accused of violating her oath of office and deleting public records.
It's an area that you feel that is trust. That person should have integrity, someone that's handling someone's sensitive records.
The charges stem from allegations that Taylor was pocketing thousands of dollars from passport fees, which is technically not illegal due to a loophole in Georgia law. Still, some citizens find it upsetting.
That is very sad that she's taking money from working people, especially since she is very established in her career.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation launched an investigation after claims that Taylor directed another Cobb County court employee to delete emails and financial records about the passport fees. They handed over their findings to the state attorney general's office, who presented the case to a grand jury, which returned an indictment against Taylor on Thursday. In a statement, Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr said in part, Georgians deserve honesty and transparency from their elected officials, and anything less undermines public trust. Any attempts to conceal or destroy government records are serious allegations that cannot be ignored, and those responsible will be held accountable.
This is very bad for the community. They need to be held full responsible and be accountable for all of their actions.
No one is guilty until they go through the process, so I'm hoping that it's not real, to be frank, but I look forward to the end results.
Both the Cobb County District Attorney's Office and Cobb County Superior Court have recused themselves from this case moving forward. Both offices also declining to comment today on Clerk Taylor's indictment. Reporting live in Cobb County, Chelsea Bime for Atlanta News First.
Chelsea, thank you.
Okay, so you heard that. Now, that was last August when she was first arrested and indicted on destruction of public records. Now, I did the research, and in the state of Georgia, it's typically a misdemeanor to destroy government records. However, she was re-indicted just a few days ago in the state of Georgia by our Attorney General by the name of Chris Carr. And these are felony charges of attempt to destroy public records. I don't know how one is not a felony and one is, but that's why I'm not the state Attorney General. I don't get paid the big bucks to decide on what to charge people. He does, not me. He's an attorney by trade, not me. Now, the issue is this. Like I said before, she is allowed under Georgia law to collect those passport fees, which is $35 as extra income. However, she's in trouble because there was an open records request and she had one of her clerks delete all files related to those passport fees. And there was a folder, I guess, titled passports or something like that. And she ordered one of her clerks to do it. And she said the words, and I quote, "We're going to Donald Trump this thing." So I guess that's her way of saying we're going to, I don't know what that means because I don't know of Donald Trump deleting anything. I guess that was her way of trying to say we're going to just delete these files and hide them from the public. And she invoked the name of Donald Trump, whatever that means. But anyhow, the math just ain't mathing because she made $425,000 allegedly in additional fees for those passports. And I did the math. Within 2 years, $35 per passport, right? So if you do the math, 425,000 divided by 35 is over 12,000. She had to process over 12,000 passports in 2 years, right? Keep in mind that it's 5 days in a work week for any county or government type of position because they don't work on weekends typically, right? So you're working 5 days a week, 8 to 5, 8-hour shifts, right? And you mean to tell me that you're processing 6,000 passports per year, which breaks down to 500 per month, which is about 125 per week, right? 5 days a week. That's 25 per day, which means you're doing about 3 per hour. It takes 30 to 40 minutes to fill out a passport application. Now, if she has somebody in her office helping her do it, then potentially it could be done. But I just don't know. I mean, the county has a lot of people. The county has close to 800,000 people, like I said. So it is possible. But let me just read what this document says that I found. Taylor, a Democrat, 2020. Okay, so she's been serving in that position since 2020. Just to let y'all know, the governor, Brian Kemp, suspended her from her position. So she's no longer employed by Cobb County, Georgia. The new indictment handed down Thursday, which was last week, adds 3 new felony counts of attempted destruction of public records. At the recommendation of a commission appointed to investigate Taylor, Brian Kemp suspended the clerk without pay last. Okay, so she got suspended last August, and she will be suspended until her case is resolved. If convicted, she will obviously be permanently removed from office, right? And then it says that the whistleblower Maya Curry worked as an accounting manager. She alleged that the clerk's office received an open records request about the fees, ordered her to destroy records, telling her, "We're just going to Donald Trump this thing." And then it was turned over to the GBI, did an investigation and turned it over to the State Attorney General Chris Coller's cyber crime unit, white collar cyber crime unit. She deleted a digital. Her clerk deleted a digital folder titled Passport, which contained accounting records as well as an email Curry had sent Taylor, which included a financial report. Prosecutors alleged Taylor violated her oath by directing Curry to delete records which the clerk had a duty to keep with care and security. The new indictment repeats those claims, but as a new allegation that Taylor ordered Curry to delete records of checks payable to Taylor with AccuFund, an accounting software used by the clerk's office. The 3 new charges of attempted destruction of public records allege the clerk did take a substantial step towards the commission of destroying records. All right. So the clerk has yet to appear in court after waiving a formal arraignment in September. The trial was originally scheduled to begin in October, then pushed back to November, then delayed again. So the case has been delayed several times. Taylor has only the passport saga isn't the only issue that has dogged Taylor. In 2024, her office's failure to perform its duties led to the chief judge of Cobb Judicial Circuit to declare a judicial emergency, suspending legal deadlines for a variety of cases. All right. So she's had some issues in the past, and now she's basically facing the most serious charges that she's ever faced. So just to wrap things up real quick, for those of y'all that are new to my channel, I love math. So when I broke it down, I said there is no way she alone did that many passports in 2 years. I got my passport renewed back in 2023, I believe, because we were going to the Caribbean for my auntie's wedding. And like I said, you got to schedule the appointment. You can't just walk into any county, clerk's office and say, "Hey, I need to get a passport or my passport renewed." No, you got to schedule it, right? So you got the task of scheduling to get the passports done. And of course, she probably has staff to help her do this. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but that's a lot. 2 years, $425,000 in passport fee income, plus your $170,000 per year salary. So $170,000 a year times 2, that's $340,000, plus an additional $425,000. That's literally $750,000 in 2 years. Ma'am, you were making like, what's that? $375,000 a year between the passport fees and your salary. 375 times 2 is 750. That's a lot of money for a government job. That's a lot of money. And the question is, did she really process 12,000 plus passports in those 2 years? And I think we all know the answer to that question, because if you didn't have anything to hide, you wouldn't have deleted those files. You wouldn't have had your staff member, your clerk, delete those files when they did an open records request. And I believe that that is one of the greatest ways that we the people can hold our government officials accountable, is by always doing, records requests. Always saying, "Hey, I want to check this out. Hey, I want to check that out." You have to have oversight, because if you don't, they're going to keep their hands in the cookie jar. And before you know it, ain't going to be no cookies for nobody, because they're going to eat them all. Greed. This woman got greedy. They say the only thing better than money is more money. But I'm just saying, bro, $375,000 per year as a government employee, that's the look. I'll be good with that. I'll be good with $200,000 a year. And you lucky that you live in a state where the government of Georgia allows these staff members, these court clerks, to make money off of each passport they process. I don't even know if every other state does that. I'm pretty sure that's not every state that does that. So if you work in the superior court clerk, if you work as a superior court clerk and you process passports in the state of Georgia, every passport you process, you get to pocket $35 per passport. But I don't think she was doing 3 passports per hour. That's a lot. 3 passports per hour, shoot, it's 30 minutes per passport. Unless she had somebody helping her do it. And I don't know if she gets the money, even if one of her clerks do it. Maybe so. I don't have to go and look at all the intricacies surrounding this law in Georgia. But like I said before, if her income was what it was on these passport fees, she wouldn't have destroyed those public records. She would have had nothing to hide. And now she's without that job and she's facing, criminal charges. And if she's guilty, she needs to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. We've had so many people go down in the state of Georgia and across this country at the local level and state level for corruption, for cooking the books, for stealing money from the taxpayer. The people who work hard every day so you can be paid your salary, your very, very lucrative salary. People making crazy money off the taxpayer. And that's not even no top state position. That's a county level position. And you making $170 a year plus passport fee revenue. I hope she get everything she get. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the video. Like, share, subscribe for more. Peace.